Welcome to Sunday Catch Up. My name is Adam Holmes. I'm a songwriter from Edinburgh in Scotland, and I've been making albums for the last 15 years. And every Sunday, I take a little bit of time to reflect on a lesson, reflect on a learning from the journey, and share it for you. And hopefully, it is something that you can take and apply into your own life and get some value out of. And at the very least, you might be entertained. Welcome. Great to have you here. I hope you guys have had a beautiful week. I've had a really, really good one. I've just been hanging out with Rosa and chilling in Edinburgh, honestly. It's been really nice to have a bunch of time with her. My girlfriend Jen has been up north in Orkney, and we've been missing her and also enjoying some Daddy Rosa time, just the two of us. That's been really cool. Before we get started, guys, I want to invite you, if you're not already in my club, to come and join my club. Just last night, I was playing a show in Dunbar, which is a beautiful little seaside town in Scotland. And what was really annoying is right before the gig, I was getting loads and loads and loads of messages from people saying that there's so many scammers out there. It's really, really doing my head in. There's very little I can do about it other than what I'm doing currently right now, which is just making sure that I block all of the fake accounts, making sure that I report them and making sure that they're not able to come back on again. But they just keep making these accounts. It's so annoying. And I'm so sorry about it because I wish it could just be simple. The one thing I will say is make sure that you're seeing the blue tick on my accounts. I now have 800,000 followers. So it's just going to happen. It's just the world that we're living in. But the number one way that you can make sure that you're genuinely speaking to the real me is by being in my club. There's nearly 1,000 of us in there. We have a WhatsApp group. All my best content is in there. And it's my exclusive community. It's where my true fans hang out. I was asking Rosa what she thinks about names for the club. And her idea was to call the club the Free Souls Club. And I just love that. I think that's brilliant. So I'm thinking about maybe calling it the Free Souls Club, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know if you think that's a good idea. And today I want to talk to you about fear. I want to talk to you about your relationship to fear. Fear has been, for me, a constant presence in my life, as I'm sure it is for you guys too. There's two parts of us, right? There's the evolved human part of us, and there is the chimp. There's an amazing book about this. It's called The Chimp Paradox. I forget the author's name, but it's a fantastic book. And it's all about how you're constantly living with these kind of two aspects of yourself. And it's your responsibility as an adult to learn how to get those two parts to cooperate, right? And really the chimp is that base level kind of primal emotion. Things like fear, anxiety, depression, doubt, worry, concern, all those things are chimp behaviors, right? And the more evolved part of you is the human part of you, the part of you that can use the more evolved part of the brain in order to. Oh, hi, children. Listen, I'm working in here. How's it going? Good morning. You guys can't be in this room because I'm just recording the Sunday catch up. Yeah, no problem. If you guys, oh, are you going upstairs to play? Okay, love you. Shut the door, please. Love you. So my daughter is hanging out with her wee best mate upstairs, which is really nice. Anyways, you have two aspects to yourself. You have the primal part and you have the human part, and it's your responsibility to get those two parts working together. I've felt a lot of fear in my life as someone who's released 10 albums, someone who's built 800,000 followers, someone who has stepped on stages in front of thousands of people. I've done thousands of concerts. I've built a creative health membership site. There's 1,000 of us in there. And I've had my songs featured in movies. I've done a lot of cool things in my life, but all of them have required a good relationship to fear. And the way I want to offer you that you can think about fear in your life is fear is like a fire, right? And you can warm yourself by a fire. You can cook food by a fire, or a fire is something which can burn your house to the ground. And I think it's a brilliant analogy because the thing that either makes it a useful tool or something that's harmful is how you control it. You have to learn how to control your fear. And in this video, I'm going to give you some perspective, some ways of thinking about, and I'm also going to give you some techniques that you can use to change your relationship to fear. And if you're someone who's been struggling to get yourself out there, to be more visible, to take more risks, this episode is really going to help you. It's really going to give you a lot of value. So I'm very excited to share my thoughts on fear with you. Your relationship to fear is what matters, right? Success is not talent. Success is not luck. Success is not hard work. And success is not networking. Maybe that blows your mind a little bit to hear me say that, because so much of what we're taught in society is that success is to do with talent, success is to do with luck, success is to do with hard work, and success is to do with networking. It's actually not. And I'm saying this as someone who became successful a long time after I was talented, a long time after I was networking, working hard, a long time after even I got lucky. It actually comes down to your ability to manage risk and your ability to manage fear. And the primary fear that you're going to experience as a human being in the world when you put yourself out there and you start sharing your work and you start trying to make an impact and trying to affect other people's lives is a fear of judgment. You're going to step out there into the world, you're going to start creating things, and you're going to notice that you're afraid to be judged. Just last night, I was sitting in front of hundreds of people singing songs, and I'm looking out at all these eyeballs looking at me, and I'm reminded of this amazing joke that the comedian Chris Rock came up with, where he said, people would rather be at a funeral, people would rather be in the casket than on the stage giving a eulogy, right? Now, obviously, it's a joke, but it's funny because we recognize that simple truth. They did studies and they discovered that people are actually more afraid of public speaking than dying. Isn't that fascinating? So there's something in us that's very primal. And part of it is just going back to when we were in caveman times, your social circle were your form of survival. So if you had 20 people around you and they didn't like you, bye-bye. You don't get access to resources. You don't get access to protection. It's like the mafia. It's a form of protection, socially speaking. But nowadays, what's happened is we've got the internet and there are literally thousands of people out there. We're living in cities with 100,000, 2, 3, 500,000 people. And we're applying those old rules around fear to our modern society, and it's holding us back. Because actually, if you have a good relationship with your children, and you have good friends, and you have a good community around you, then those are the people you really need to understand you. Those are the people you really need to really get you on a soul level and appreciate you. And if you end up building a community of people who really appreciate what you do, as I've done, which is amazing, the only way you can do that is by putting yourself out there, trusting and being brave enough to let all the people who don't get you come after you, letting them, inviting them in, inviting them towards you to come after you. And I'm going to give you an example that happened to me just yesterday. I put up a post, right? I put up a reel on social media, and the reel was like a joke where I was filming me and I said, I can't believe I caught the moment that a scaffolder brutally smashed through the window while I was filming a video of me putting on a jumper for my girlfriend, right? I thought it was funny. I just thought it was quite funny. And I still think it's funny. I do think that's a funny post. Put it up. I was like, and then the punchline's like, hey, just kidding. Here's my song. Hope you like it. Because I'm a songwriter. I'm sharing my art. And man, 99% of people were like, ha ha ha, got me. Good one. Love the song. Right. I got one message off a woman who literally was attacked, like saying, you're a bad person. I'm unfollowing you. That's an awful thing to do. Now, most of us are afraid of that happening, right? But what we don't realize is actually you need to experience that kind of thing in order to find your tribe, because I don't want anyone in my club who doesn't understand what a joke is or who takes everything that seriously or whatever. So in many ways, you have to kind of, you have to amass a large audience of people if you're going to make an impact, and probably 90% of them are not going to like what you do. When I used to go busking as a songwriter, I'd go out and go busking, put a hat out, sing some songs, lots of people coming past, and honestly, 99% of them did not like what I was doing. 99% of them did not connect with what I was doing. They didn't enjoy it. But if I had not been willing to put myself out there and experience the embarrassment in some ways of people not liking what I was doing, I never would have found my audience. But what I want to offer you right now is that it's actually your responsibility to get yourself out there, put yourself through the fear and become fearless in order to find your tribe. And here's the cool thing. If you put yourself out there and you're willing to experience embarrassment, you're willing to experience shame in your body, you guaranteed will find your tribe. Guaranteed. I built 800,000 followers and I'd been working already for 10, 15 years as a songwriter. And it was only when I decided, get over yourself, Adam. Just get over yourself. You don't matter. What matters is finding your tribe, finding people who like your music and connecting to them and being willing to just put yourself out there for long enough until you're able to do that. So what you have to do is build a good frame. A frame is how you get over your own fear of judgment. What is a frame? A frame is your values plus your purpose. That's how you can become fearless. You can become fearless by defining what your values are and attacking life with a sense of purpose. And in that sense, you become fearless. Not fearless as in you'll never feel fear again, but fearless as in your values, your purpose are more important than your own fear. I heard this amazing thing once on a podcast from a firefighter, and he said how he goes into a burning building is his fear is not first, right? His fear is second. His mission, which in his case is a lot more important than mine, is like saving lives. Mine is to get my music out there and to connect and to help and to create a space where people can feel okay about having big, messy human feelings, right? That's my work in the world. And so when I put my fear second, it allows me to do my work. And the way that I do that is by having a good frame, a strong frame, as in understanding my values well and having a sense of purpose. And one of the ways that you can really help yourself to understand what your values are is just clarify them, just write them down. And that'll give you a sense of fearlessness, because when you've got them sharp in your mind's eye, like if I go into a gig and I'm thinking, oh my God, what are they thinking about me? Is this good enough? Am I good enough? Are they judging me? Versus I go into a gig and I'm thinking, well, who can I help? Maybe there's someone who's recently lost someone that they love and they just need to hear this song and it's going to help them feel like their experience of being alive and being a human is okay. Which of those two thoughts do you think is going to create a better result in the world? Obviously, when I'm thinking, how can I help? That's a better energy to meet the world with. If I sit down to give this talk and I think, I'm not the best expert in the world on fear, or I think maybe there's one person who's going to watch this talk and go and make an album or write a book or get started on something, that's what can give you the energy. Okay. So you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be an unequivocal expert on the topic you're talking about. You just need to be a tiny bit more experienced than someone, not even more experienced, just a little bit further down the path. That's all. You can have it. You can do it if you just put yourself through the fear. You go through the fear and you see what's on the other side. And God puts the best things on the other side of fear. Now, what I want to clarify is that punishing oneself is actually just fear. So there are people who are putting themselves out there in a way that's actually unhealthy or putting themselves through suffering in a way that's actually unhealthy. And that's just fear. That's just another version of fear where you think, if I am not pushing myself to my limit, to my capacity constantly, I'm not good enough. That's just fear. That's not a wholehearted version of living fearlessly, living fully. Equally, however, coddling oneself and saying, I've too much on, I can't do it, I can't make it work. I'm a parent, so I can't write my book. I'm a parent, so I can't make my album or whatever. That also is fear. That also is fear. You're afraid of your own emotions. And that's a terrible, awful way to live. You don't want to be afraid of your own emotions. In the same way that if you were a caveman, you wouldn't want to be afraid of fire. That's not a powerful person. You want to know how to use it. So fearlessness is the ability to live fully, the ability to live wholeheartedly. And fearlessness is ironically your ability to feel fear, to feel embarrassment, to feel negative emotion, and to continue taking action regardless of how you feel. So, how do you create a sense of fearlessness in your life? There's actually a weird signal that you're going to have within yourself that you can use as a pathway or a compass, rather, to decide which direction to take in life. What I want to offer you is the concept of simply framing your decisions through abundance or scarcity, right? Because you can feel fear in abundance and you can feel fear in scarcity, but they're going to feel quite different. So, fear in abundance kind of feels like excitement, whereas fear in scarcity feels like a freeze. Let me give you an example. If I stepped out onto a stage and I felt scarcity fear, what I might be feeling is something like, these people might not like me. No one ever might like me again. I'm going to lose everything. If I step out there in a feeling of excitement, of abundance, I might be thinking, yeah, some people might not like me. And also some people might really like me. And there's a kind of excitement to that. It's not stuck. There's movement in it. So abundance feels like excitement, but there's still a sense of fear there. The only people who feel nothing are dead people. It's interesting to me how many artists I coach who feel afraid of feeling things, afraid of feeling overwhelmed, afraid of feeling burnout, afraid of feeling stress, afraid of feeling judged, afraid of feeling confined, afraid of feeling pigeonholed in a certain genre. It's interesting to me because if you just weren't afraid of feeling anything, Do you have any idea how powerful that makes you? If you're, think about it, all that's ever happening in life is you're sitting down, you're walking, you're lying down, you're running or working out or whatever, and the rest is just feelings. It's all just feelings. So if you weren't afraid of feeling anything, what would your life look like? Because I feel so lucky that my life looks amazing. And let me be really clear, I come from a background, a lot of trauma, a lot of abuse, a lot of problems in my childhood that led to a very challenging start in life, led me down a path of self help, led me down a path of learning how to manage my mind. And I'm appreciative of that. I'm glad. It's been good for me. But my point is, you can have an amazing life if you're willing to feel anything. And actually, true fearlessness is just your ability to experience any emotion and keep going, to fully experience anything that comes up in the path to an amazing life and keep going. So if you weren't afraid to feel anything at all, anything, what would you be doing differently? That's the question I really want to ask you today. Is there something in your life that you'd love to try? Is there something in your life that you'd love to experience that you just haven't because you've been afraid? Now, for me, for the longest time, it actually was social media. I wanted to create a lot of results and create a legacy for myself and create a sense of impact in the world. And also, I was terrified of getting myself out there. And so I stayed small. I had 2,000 followers for 10 years, even though I was making records, winning awards, doing really well, making a good living as a musician. But I was afraid of people seeing me try. That's the thing you're probably afraid of right now. You're afraid of people seeing you try. But what I want to offer you is that I think trying makes you amazing. Like, I think if you're out there trying, you're immediately amazing. Anyone who's out there trying is amazing because guess what? You're going to go out there, you're going to start trying, and people are going to judge you, and people are not going to like it. And people are going to say weird stuff about you, and it's going to be hard. But your people are going to find you, and you owe it to your people to get out there, get yourself out there, and have your people find you. So, 3 thoughts I want to leave you with today. Number 1, your results created equals your legacy. Your results created equals your legacy. Activity, time spent does not equal your legacy. Go walk around a graveyard. And what do the gravestones say? Do they say, here's a man who spent loads of time writing and never released a book? Here lies a woman who wanted to be a nurse. Here lies a man who always dreamed of making music. No, they say, here lies this man, he was an architect. Here lies this woman, she was a nurse. Here lies this man, he was an author. Results created equals legacy. The things you do, the results you create, not the time you spend thinking about stuff that you want to do. So I want to offer you that thing that you're thinking about starting, that thing that you're thinking in 6 months, in a year. Let's do it today. What is it? What is that thing? Let's get started right now. What's the one action you could take today to turn that dream into a result? Because any result is way better than the thought. It's such a better currency. Get into the currency of creating results. Number 2, a hard life can be a good life. And I go even further. I'd say actually a hard life is a good life. What do I mean by hard? I don't mean unnecessary suffering. I mean, you are here to evolve. You're here to grow your spirit. You're here to grow into the best version of yourself and overcome all the fears and look at them, experience them, look at them, go, wow, amazing. I didn't die, didn't kill me. I'm stronger. Didn't kill me. The judgment, the pain, the overwhelm, the burnout, the negativity, the friends not liking what I'm doing, the family not liking what I'm doing, didn't kill me. A hard life is a good life. If it's the kind of hard that you're choosing for yourself, you can choose your hard. That's the best way to live. Choose the kind of life you want, go after it wholeheartedly, let it be hard. A hard life can be a good life. Can you live the best life of your dreams even if you come from trauma and abuse and a negative background in ways? Yes, you can. You definitely can. I'm not going to coddle you. I'm not going to say, oh, you've got ADHD, you can't do it. Oh, you were abused, you can't do it. It's not true. You can. You can do it. And listen, if you want to hold on to the belief, I can't do it because of this and this and that, that's fine. You're always going to find evidence to prove that true, but you're not going to get what you want. And you're going to end up in the graveyard just with a gravestone that doesn't say the result that you created that you wanted to. So it's up to you. You can hold on to the coddling, hold on to the excuses, but I wouldn't be being a good friend to you if I didn't say that you could have it, that you could do it. Number 3, and this is the final thought I really want to leave you with in terms of your relationship to fear and your relationship to your dreams and your relationship to intelligence within yourself is wisdom feels kind. We need this message in the world right now. There's so much polarity, there's so much negativity, there's so much hatred, and it comes down to one simple misunderstanding. People think that they're in some form of intelligence within defense, within war, within negativity. You're not. Wisdom feels kind. You know what I mean? When a thought hits you and you see the unequivocal truth of everything, and you feel a sense of forgiveness, you feel a sense of freedom, you feel a sense of resolve, that comes from a kind place in yourself. Kindness towards others, kindness towards yourself. Wisdom feels kind. You can feel afraid and you can hold that fear with a kind of kindness within yourself. So, friends, I hope you carry your fear well through the week. And I hope you feel a lot of it because you're moving towards your own dreams. I hope you feel a lot of it because you're getting closer to creating the results in your life that you want to create. I want to invite you to come and join the club. There's 1,000 of us in there. If you got any value out of today's episode and you like the vibe of what I'm doing, you're going to love the club. It's only a couple of bucks a month. It's like cheapest tier is $2 a month. If you want to check it out, click the link in the top comment or message me club and I'll send you a link. You guys have a really lovely week and I'll chat to you soon. Happy